Jackie. Getting ready to start the peak performance. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Savvy Sales Lady Live. I'm Christine Harrington, your host, and I kind of have a froggy voice because I have been sick with a head cold since last Thursday. And hold on. I may have to do that every once in a while to clear my throat. I do have a cough drop in case I start coughing, and that may be a possibility too. But I came down with an old fashioned head cold, if we can call that a head cold now. I did not have COVID, just a head cold. So, we're going to get into the second half of you developed your website, you made your lead magnet, you're posting regularly on social media. Where are the leads? You were promised that if you built it, they will come, and they're not coming, or they're showing up about once every 3 or 4 months. But then when you do get that lead, you're all excited. You want to connect with them. You want to have a conversation with them. And then they say, well, I got to think about it. And where do you go from there? We're going to get into that as well, because thinking about it means a few things. They're either tire kickers, which means they're just trying to find out your pricing so that they can use it with the next person to get a better price. They're what I call tire kickers. Or they realize that they can't afford you, or for some reason there wasn't a connection between you and them, and they didn't see the value of your offer. And so instead of saying no, they're not interested, they say, I want to think about it, or I've got a few more people to talk to. All right. They would not do that if they're serious buyers. They would never go to another person if they're a serious buyer. They would connect with you and they would buy your product or service right away. So you have to think about, what did I do in that sales conversation to drive them away or not fully understand what it is that they needed? Maybe you need to look at your offer a little deeper. I don't know. This is what frustrates me about being so general when I talk about these things, because every little business, every little marketing niche has their own unique issues and problems that you have to address. So it's hard for me to give you specifics because it might be different for what your product and service is all about. But I can give you some basic guidelines, which we're going to get into. All right. If they say that they have to think about it, or, they have to, talk to their wife or their business partner or whatever, that is what is called a excuse, not an objection, but an excuse. And most solopreneurs and small business owners, they all get into creating their business, their products and services, but they come in it with absolutely no idea how to sell and no idea how to market. And there's a big misunderstanding that marketing can sell. It cannot. If it's just a transactional, like buy this online course or subscribe membership subscription that costs a certain amount of money, those things are transactional. But if you're actually bringing services and actual products that need maybe training or maybe needs to be explained in a deeper way, you got to learn how to sell, and you have to learn how to um, sell and market. And if you don't have the revenue to hire people to do that for you, which most people when they start out don't, they're wearing all the hats, right? I know I did. I'm a solopreneur. I continue to wear all the hats. Every once in a while, I'll outsource something, but I never wanted to be a big coaching firm, a big training firm. I want to develop my own leads. And when you develop your own leads, I am telling you all, you have a much deeper connection to that client when you develop your own leads. When you have someone else do it for you because you don't have time, really, um, you don't know how they're representing you. And that's why I only represent myself. All right. I just won't hire people to do those things for me. So if you need deep training on this, then you should book an appointment and we should talk about it, because most solopreneurs, freelancers, and small businesses, they don't know how to sell, and marketing will not sell for you. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you how I look for leads and how I prospect. But before I get into that, I want to bring up someone that is controversial. I'm just going to say it. If when I say his name, it's controversial. I'm not making a political statement about this. I'm talking about the man who has built an empire, and that's Donald Trump. I listened to Don Jr. on a podcast a few weeks ago, and this did not surprise me a bit when he said when his dad every single day he is he is on the phone talking to business people all day long. And when he was in the presidency, when he was president, he was talking to foreign leaders and staffers, committee members, um, the congressmen, the senators, all day long. So I want you to keep that in mind. A solopreneur friend of mine who his business is very different from what I do, but he is on the phone all day long talking to prospects, talking to clients, talking to business leaders, talking to other people that are in his industry. He is always reaching out over the phone. And too many times I see this on LinkedIn where the only advice that's being given is build a website, build a lead magnet, and post regularly on LinkedIn. That's it. There is so much more you've got to do. That is just the basics you should be doing every day. But what's more important is you should be grabbing your phone and making calls every single day. All right. I have a cold call course, and this is not an advertisement for my cold call course, but it will help you, because it just doesn't talk about how to cold call. It talks about how to have real conversations with real prospects, not being a keyboard warrior and just moving out email after email after email. It's about how to talk on the phone. It's just as important to be able to talk on the phone as it is to have a sales conversation when that lead comes through your website or your lead magnet. So there's a whole formula here. I call it my playbook book, but it's website, lead magnet, posting on LinkedIn and social media daily, making phone calls every single day. And now I'm going to show you the other thing that I do. Let me share my screen. Okay, this is my LinkedIn page. And every Monday, every sometimes on Fridays, not every Friday, I search for hashtag sales coach because that's what I do. And what I'm doing is I'm looking through the posts and I'm looking to see if anybody posted that they're looking for a sales coach. There I am. Um, so that's what I'm looking for. Now, not everybody will, here's a sales coach hashtag. Not everybody will post on here that they're looking for a sales coach, but sometimes they do. And I have gotten more leads by just doing this every single week. And I don't see anything. Here I am again because I always use hashtag sales coach. Well, most of the time. Um, but I learned this little tip from one of my colleagues, Simon White, and this is what he does. He's in the UK. I'm here in the United States. So, whatever he would do this once a week, and he passed that tip on to me. He found some coaching opportunities in the UK, and I find some in the United States. Now, again, it's not weekly, but it's just, I mean, it doesn't take that much time on a Monday just to search hashtag sales coach and see what's out there. I mean, I've talked to many people who are looking for a sales coach for their sales team, and they'll, write a description about, just anyone can recommend, can you recommend a sales coach for our sales team? And they'll give a little description of the sales team and then hashtag sales coach. All right. Now, what do most sales coaches do? They send them a direct message. Oh, no, 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 not me. Not me. Not me, grasshopper. I pick up the phone and I call them directly. And I have one coaching and training opportunities because I was the one that picked the phone up and called. It blows my mind at times why sales coaches are not picking up the phone to make phone calls. But that's true. I got a comment here that I want to. Abdul says, "Can I help you increase likes and followers on your Facebook page?" Okay. So he is trying to pitch me while I'm doing a live stream. And that is not cool, Abdul. Sorry. So, unfortunately, you get blocked. You don't pitch people while they're in a live stream. Good grief. Which leads me to another pitch I got. Let me get to that. All right. This landed in my um, direct messages on LinkedIn. Now, I want you to see this quote: "A leader is a dealer in hope, Napoleon Bonaparte." And you'll see why I'm going to point this out. And Dominica says, "Hi, Christine. I noticed your post." Of course, Dominica doesn't tell me which post it is, because this is probably either a bot or a fake profile. Is it possible to send me more information about your services, coaching programs? Would love to connect and learn more. So I knew right away that this wasn't a real potential client, because this is not what potential clients say to me. Nothing like this. All right. So she's pretending she saw a post, but didn't tell me what the post is. And she's pretending that she could be interested in my product and services, what I do, right? So it's disingenuous. She's just posing, just like Abdul did, pretending he's watching on Facebook, which he could learn a few things if he would stay and learn instead of trying to pitch me. Uh, but she's pretending that she's interested in what I do as a potential client. All right. Now, today I received this. This is from Hannah. Notice the quote: leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. John F. Kennedy. Notice the message. Hi, Christine. I noticed your post. Could you send me more information about your services, coaching programs? Would love to connect and learn more about what you do. The exact same message from Dominica, and a week apart. That was on October 15th. This was today. All right. Another one posing to be a potential client. Why is this important? Because when you are trying to establish a relationship with a potential prospect and you start out by trying to deceive them about what this contact is all about, that doesn't establish trust. The whole point in sales is to sell with integrity, not deceive your potential clients by acting like you are interested in their services. Yeah, she was interested in my services because she pitched me later about her products and services. So it's I don't this stuff drives me crazy because it makes salespeople look bad. And sales is already hard as it is. But these people are never going to get anywhere if they're real people. They're never going to get anywhere when you begin the conversation automatically deceiving the potential client. You have to establish trust. Don't fall for these games and gimmicks, everyone. It will bite you in the end. Trust me. Okay. We have a commercial break. It's only 30 seconds, and I'll be right back. If you like the Savvy Sales Lady Live, you're really going to like the Savvy Sales Lady newsletter. It's delivered in your inbox once a week. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe? The link is in the show notes below so you won't miss this upcoming newsletter. I give you one tip to focus on each week to implement immediately into your sales day. Why not sign up and learn just a little bit more? Okay, we're back. Thank you for hanging in there with me during the commercial. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, you can. The link is in the show notes below the video. So on YouTube, that is, I should say that it's on YouTube. So I'm not sure where you're watching from, but we have people watching. I'm not sure where you're watching from, But, Abdul got blocked because he tried to pitch me while I was live, and, Dominique and Hannah, they heard from me after they tried to pitch me after pretending they were interested in my services. So, everyone, you have to be careful when you're reaching out to prospects. Don't fall for the gimmicks. Whatever people are telling you out there. So, this has happened twice now with two different people. Let me put that up again. It happened a week apart, the very same message. So I don't know if this is bots or real people, but this is no way to begin a business relationship. No way at all. So going back to LinkedIn, when I showed you how I search for opportunities under hashtag sales coach, I want you to try that for your industry. I don't know what that hashtag would be for you, but you know what it is. And try searching for that. The other thing I do on LinkedIn is this. Boy, was I shocked. So back in May, I decided to do a deep dive into my connections. And I have, I think, a total of almost 6,000 followers and connections. When I looked and went through it, and it took me about a month to do this, the majority of the people, and I mean this sincerely, I would say 80% of the people that were connected with me, they were marketers and other people that had nothing to do with my industry, with my business at all. So many times we get in the habit of someone sends us a connection and we don't want to, we don't want to say no. We want to be cordial and nice. And so we go ahead and accept it. We know we're never going to do business with that person, but we go ahead and we accept it. You are doing yourself a disservice by doing that. Because here's why. When I um when I was prospecting through LinkedIn, by going through my connections and looking, I thought, well, there isn't anybody here that would connect with what it is that I do. So I went through in May. Oh, this just took, I think it took me in through the end of June, but I unconnected with all these people that I knew would never be buying from me, would never be connected to me as far as a sales coach. And I went through and I unfollowed people, I unconnected from them. I did all of this. I got my list down to a skinny 1,000. Then I went back and I started searching for the people that could be potential clients. And and the reason why you want to do this is because if you've got all of those people you're connected to that have no interest in what you're doing and they're just marketers trying to pitch to you all the time, disconnect from them. All they're doing is wasting your time. Just disconnect from them. They're clogging up your feed. They're constantly sending you direct messages. Just unconnect from them. Your life will be so much easier. These two that I showed you earlier, I did not connect with any of them. As you can see, that's a second connection, and that's a second connection. As a matter of fact, what I did with Dominica, because I didn't show you the entire conversation, I actually blocked her. So I am not going to waste my time on this stuff, right? So once I started reaching out and connecting with the people that I wanted to do business with, that I thought I would be able to help, that there might be a potential relationship there for in the future, I started connecting with them. Now, this is what I don't do. Years ago, we were all told, oh, send a personalized message, send a personalized message. I stopped doing that. All right. To me, now a personalized message is code for I'm going to pitch you. That's what it seems like now. So instead, what I do is I just send a connection. I send a connection. And then if they like one of my posts or make a comment on one of my posts, and I notice they're doing it repeatedly, then I reach out to them in a direct message. And all I say is, I've noticed that you've liked and commented on a couple of my posts. Thank you for doing that. That really helps me. How can I help you? And sometimes they answer, sometimes they don't, but that's okay, right? I'm not trying to pitch them. I'm not trying to pitch them. So, who have I gotten clients from? All right. Referrals, which is probably, I bet you anything, you all are not tapping into referrals enough. Referrals are gold. My newsletter, I get I want to say the last 5 individual sales coaching clients, not teams, but individual sales coaching clients have come from my newsletter. Recently, 2 people from my YouTube channel. LinkedIn is another viable source too. One on Instagram, nothing on Facebook. I'm not a big Facebook fan, and probably that's why. So you've got to utilize all of these resources, but especially this. If you use your hashtag on LinkedIn and you see an opportunity, do not send a direct message. Pick up the phone and call that person. It's a really easy conversation. Hi, Dale. This is Christine Harrington with the Savvy Sales Lady Coaching Firm. I was on LinkedIn and I just saw that you posted something about looking for a sales coach. Can you tell me a little more about that? I mean, that's how I got the deal. Just pick the phone up and call. And then here's my last tip. One of my biggest clients to this day, you know how I um, started that conversation? I sent an old-fashioned letter. I did. I sure did. I tried to reach out to her by phone and I kept getting voice messages. I reached out to her on LinkedIn and didn't get a reply. And then I thought, what the heck? I'm going to send her a letter. I sent her a letter. She called me immediately and said, thank you, Christine, for this letter. I meant to get back to you on LinkedIn. I can't tell you the last time I've gotten a handwritten letter. I really appreciate this. She's still one of my biggest clients today. And that was back in 2016. So, all of this new way of selling through websites, lead magnets, social media, the old ways still work just as well as they did when I started selling in the 80s. That's right. They still work. All right. We're at 30 minutes. I want to give a slight plug to my new cold calling masterclass. The pre-sale is up and running. The link is in the YouTube description below, and it's 50% off. It's only $99. I wanted to make it affordable as much as I could until the actual launch. It will be released on November 15th. Then it goes back up to $199. So take advantage of the pre-sale. It's not only about how to cold call, it's about how to have a sales conversation, how to talk to your clients, how to reach your clients. So I thank you all for being with me. And remember, sales is a journey, not a quick trip around the block. I'll see you on the Savvy Sales Lady Live on Tuesday. Bye-bye.